Hey, I hope you're amazing. In today's episode, I want to be talking about how to get the right data in your sales process. And this is going to be series one from 7 series of this particular sales process, right? Now, a lot of people, unfortunately, don't convert really well because they don't get really good data up front where they need it to be, right? Now, just imagine, right, if you walk into a restaurant, they didn't get any data from you, and, they just said, hey, you're here to eat? Yep, all right, we'll just bring some food out. Now, let's say if any of that food is not really something that you like eating, well, they didn't make a mistake by giving you what they had, but they just didn't connect with exactly what you needed. Can you see how that kind of correlates like that right now? Just think about it the same way as your client. If you don't get the right data, well, first of all, how do you know that your product or service is actually going to suit them? Sure, they've inquired, right? They've walked into that restaurant, they've sat down, they know it's kind of food that you're going to, give or whatever your product or service is, but they're not 100% sure whether it's exactly what you do or what you're going to offer or whether your offering actually suits them. So it's important to get data, okay? So write that down. Data is king or queen, right? Now, how do I get that data? First of all, I like to be old school and I like to get the same data pretty much all the time, and it needs to be relevant to what I need to use later in the sales process. We'll talk about that on the next episode. So first of all, I usually like to do what's called an inquiry form or an uncovering questionnaire. And that can just sit near your phone. It can sit on your computer so people can, type into it. It can sit on your website where people opt in and they'll give you some data. But it's important to get some initial data. Now, if it's going to be on your website, you don't want to ask for too many fields. Name, email, address, phone number is kind of cool, and maybe 2 or 3 questions max, right? You don't want to go 400 pages of stuff, right? Or else it's not going to work, right? Now, if once you've gotten on the phone, now you can be much more thorough. And the easiest way I say to my prospects is to go, hey, I'd just like to know a little bit more about you. If it's okay, do you mind if I ask you some questions? I've just got, some questions written down here, and I'll take some answers and I can send you some of those, that old question and answer as well for your, records as well. Most people are going to be really cool. And if they're not giving you the data, maybe that's not the ideal client that you want. Now, if it's going to be sensitive data, like, if you're in therapy clinics or, stuff that's more sensitive and you're taking over the phone, well, I can understand that. Or maybe it's financially based, that maybe you need to sort of set up, face to face with that stuff. But the most important part is you want to ask the relevancy. And one of those relevant questions is really important to say, are you in a position to go ahead with this today? Or, when are you thinking of making the purchase? The reason I want to ask that is to go, well, like, are we just sort of wasting time right now? Or is it something that you're thinking about in the next 5 years, right? Because I'd rather connect with people that want to purchase right now. Not to say that this isn't good for 5 years. I can follow them up later, but time is of the essence and time is money, right? So it's important to just have this. Now, the best part about it, if you like, is why don't you send me some of your questions so I can have a look at them, I'll critique them, and they'll send them back. All you have to do, send me an email, ask at upcoach.com.au, so ask at upcoach.com.au, and I'll be able to critique that for you and send it back to you. Sound good? Okay, so remember, always ask the right questions so you can get the right data in order for us then to start to build on the sales process. So this is video 1 of 7. I'll make sure that I show you in the next video how we can start to elicit better information. Most importantly, how to start building rapport. Okay, I'm Nick. Remember, the only way is